Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly radio show called Encouragement for Your Life. Many of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach, and I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker, so if your organization is having a conference and you need a keynote, I'd love to be a part. You can find me at debsofield.com. I've got a number of books on the market, but the one that is selling really well right now is my series called Encouragement for Your Life, Tough Love Memos to help you fight your battles and change the world. These books are available on Amazon, and they are little snippets, 3 to 4 pages each. And all it is a reminder that, friends, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. People are looking to you for leadership and encouragement and maybe even happiness. And so these books, volume 1 through 3, pick up one or get all 3, will help you as you work with others. Or just a good reminder, friends, you matter. I've got a great theme today. It's this: it never hurts to keep looking for the sunshine. I'm Deb Sofield. Thanks for spending these next few minutes with me. Let's get started with today's show. So I've entitled today's show, It Never Hurts to Keep Looking for Sunshine. And you've probably heard that phrase. It's from Eeyore. And of course, you know that from the kids' book. I got to tell you, it's been a week. I can't remember when in the course of a weekend I've seen so much sadness and pain and frustration and disappointment. I'm not sure if it's the moon and its phases or life is just hard with all that's expected of us. Kids are headed back to school, football teams are winning and losing, and financial issues that seem to plague even the most stable of families. Or kids gone bad and parents are at wit's end. Friend, I know life is hard. I know that you know that. And although we don't dwell on that fact, it is what it is. So now, what are we going to do about it? I have to admit, as your friend, I am concerned about the sadness and disappointment that I see in so many of my friends and acquaintances. And it's everything from emotional to mental to physical. And the pain is real. As I speak across the country and as I meet people at my book signings, I've repeatedly wondered, what is the underlying cause of such pain? And I keep coming back to 3 ideas. I think it's sadness. I think some of it is stemming from grief or loss or disappointment about life and one's expectations. And for many, it's true physical pain caused by injury. So today I want to talk about your outlook on life and the pain you are putting yourself through to justify your sadness and disappointment, which is rooted, I believe, in expectations. Now, physical pain is different, so that's not a part of my discussion for today. So I titled my talk, It Never Hurts to Keep Looking for the Sunshine, and that's from Winnie the Pooh, as said by the ever-sad Eeyore. I have to admit, that's not my favorite character and never has been. He has some good one-liners, and today's message is perhaps his best line. Because in the midst of it all, I want to encourage you to remember that no matter what you're going through, friend, it never hurts to keep looking for sunshine. I'm sure there are many reasons that one could find to be sad today, but what I see is a constant hum of emotional emptiness that just simmers until one breaks. Listen, if you find yourself sad for more than a few weeks, I encourage you to find some medical help. Your doctor can help you, but you've got to do your part and go see them. If you know you don't have a medical issue, then you really need to set aside some time to figure out what has happened that has so thrown you for a loop that you're staring into the darkness with no desire to turn on the light. Friend, if that's you, you need to walk the issue back and figure out when this started. What happened? And how are you going to find the help to move forward to heal your heart and hopefully find peace so you can get back on track now? If you've suffered the loss of a friend or family member or even a pet, sadness is understandable for a time. But anything longer, well, it's really not. I think it's important that we reset the clock for what is acceptable for recovery. And then, listen, let's start making small steps so you can find yourself again. Remember, friend, it's your job to look for the sunshine and not continue to block it out. Now, for those of you who know what has happened, but you're unwilling to deal with it because it's your exquisite pain, as I like to say, it's what you cling to. It's your badge of sadness. So you let it fester and make you and everyone around you miserable. So you are the center of attention of this universe of miserableness. Come on, that's ridiculous. And you need to grow up and get on with life and stop being such a loser. The fact is, if you want, you can heal your heart at any time. Nothing's holding you back but pride. Now, that is sad. You do know that you're not meant to be sad. It's not who you are. It might be what you've become, but it's not you. And you have to do the hard work of finding your joy in life again, even through the sadness and grief or loss of what has happened to you in your life. And you know that those who have passed on, they really don't want your tears. They want you to go on and do the things you had planned, together and maybe now alone. They want you to enjoy the life that you built together. They want you to find joy and happiness and peace. Why? They're at peace. Now you need to find your peace and settle the hurt and sadness in your heart. Friend, you need to do this work for you and for others who care about you. Some of you are leaving your best years empty because you are choosing to be sad. Yes, I said choosing. It's easier than the hard work of looking for the sunshine. But let me remind you that the warmth of the sunshine and the light that it gives will, if you let it, relight your soul and spirit. And that's what those who have gone on would want for you. I'm always a bit surprised that so many people are disappointed in life. It didn't start out that way, but here's where you're ending up. And it's not good, people. For many, disappointment is a self-imposed limiting belief that something is out of your control, and that's made your life miserable. Oh, come on, it is foolish to think that you can control the universe to meet your demands and expectations. That's not what life is about, and you know it. And when you let the disappointments of life set you back for days or months, or for some listening today, years, you are wasting the gift of life that God has ordained for you. Ah, friend, He has the whole world in His hands. He knows your name. He knows your broken heart. But please hear me. You must pull yourself together and get on with living of life while you're still on this earth, because that's the least you can do to honor the one who created you. Listen, no doubt life can throw you a hard ball that will blow you back from the base, but you have to make a choice. The easy one is to walk away from the game and whine about your circumstances. And just so you know, all of your friends, did you hear me? All of your friends, we are over your sad sack, Eeyore moaning and groaning, people. Listen, the choice is hard to step into the box and swing for the lights. But that is what you must do with all that's within you, with all that you can be, with all your strength and might. Swing for the fences, my friend. Listen, you're not a loser. You're not even the losing type. That's not who you are. Nah, I think you're better than that. Or you used to be. But if you're not careful, you're going to lose your edge. And then you'll be in a worse spot than you are today. Friend, keep looking for the sunshine. You need to get that fire in the belly back to where you want to be in the game. And listen, let me just lay it on the line. Nobody cares if you're sick and tired or broke. Tell me somebody who isn't. All your friends care about is your success for a lifetime. And let me add one more thing to remind you to stop wasting your energy and joy in life, because your kids aren't doing what you had, quote, hoped for. All right, kids nowadays are crazy, and your best bet is to cover them with prayer. Or listen, your spouse has walked out. I know that hurts emotionally, financially, even physically, the loss of a once loving partner. Your heart is broken, whether in one piece or 1,000. The pain is real. There's no denying that. Or you didn't get what you thought you deserved. Or you didn't receive the reward, the recognition, the respect that was owed. Yes, I hear you. All these hurts are real. But you are stronger, wiser, more knowledgeable now than you were before. So why are you wasting the gift of a second chance when you, listener, you can change, redirect, rediscover, or discover your purpose in life? Now, before you say, well, Deb, you just don't understand. Oh, please stop. I'm not going to let you off that easy. Let's face it. No one on this earth will really ever understand the depth of your sadness or disappointment. Let's just settle that once and for all. And now that you know that, well, what are you going to do about tomorrow and the next day and the day after that? Here's what I want you to do. I want to remind you that it never hurts to keep looking for sunshine. Listen, I know today's a hard one and I'm hard on you. I am well aware my message is hard. I am well aware my directness for some of you is unusual, unless of course you know me. And listen, I know this is hard, especially if you're hurting. And hear me, I don't want to add to your troubles. Really, I don't. But I want you to remember that all you have today is 1,140 minutes, today and tomorrow, and I assume the next day. What I really want you to understand is that the time for you to get past your sadness and disappointment is now, today. And every day you choose not to do that, friend, you are losing a day not to get back to changing your life. And that is what would be sad and disappointing. That's why it's important that you keep looking for the sunshine. I know it hurts, but what choice do you have? Believe it or not, this is encouragement for your life. I'm Deb Sofield. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after my break. Hi, I'm Deb Sofield. I'm a national speaker and an executive speech coach based here in Greenville, South Carolina. Hey, friend, if you or someone you know is interviewing for a job or college or law school or medical, dental, veterinary school, call me. You need to be prepared for the interview. Together, we'll craft the answers to the questions that will be asked, even the hard ones, and I'll teach you how to connect with the interviewer, work on your positive body language, and give you the powerful words and answers that the interview requires. You know, for most interviews, there's a standard set of questions that you must know the answer to, and depending on what you're interviewing for, that conversation changes. You need an interview coach, and I can help. I have years of experience successfully coaching for all types of interviews, helping my clients succeed. I'd love to be on your team. Friend, I'd love to be your coach. Find me online at debsofield.com. debsofield.com. Welcome back, everybody. So if you go online and you look for how to find happiness, there are a kabillion articles. So I sifted through a number of them and I came across one that I really like by a Dr. Robert Holden, and his title was Ways to Find Happiness. And he says this: happiness is life's most cherished goal. On every continent and every country and every culture, when people are asked, what do you want? The most popular answer is, believe it or not, happiness. When parents are asked, what do you want most for your kids? The answer is happiness. See, happiness is the goal that makes other life goals like success, prosperity, and relationships feel meaningful and enjoyable. It's official. The pursuit of happiness has sped up. We're chasing after happiness faster than ever, and the faster we run, the longer the race becomes. What's interesting is in recent years, our happiness levels have not risen. We're experiencing what researchers called static happiness. In the 1940s, when people were asked, how happy are you? The average score was 7.7 out of 10. Most recently, the average score is about 7 out of 10. So let's find some ways to discover happiness. First of all, they want you to define happiness. What is your definition of a happy life? That's something only you can answer. And the question is, are you living it? Now think carefully about this, because your definition of happiness will influence every other significant decision in your life. For example, if you think happiness is outside you, you will make happiness into a search, a catch, or reward that you must earn. If, however, you know happiness is inside you, then happiness becomes a compass, a teacher, an enabler that helps you live your best life. His next point is some of you need to learn to accept happiness. See, without self-acceptance, you will limit and block how much happiness, prosperity, love, and success you might enjoy. The miracle of self-acceptance is that you are willing to accept that happiness already exists in you, and you'll begin to experience more happiness around you. Being willing to accept yourself is the first step to bringing out the best in yourself. I love his next point, follow your joy. There's a world of difference between searching for happiness and following your joy. See, following your joy is about listening to your heart's desires, noticing what truly inspires you, and recognizing your soul's purpose. A great starting point is to reflect on the question, when am I at my happiest? People who follow their joy discover a depth of talent and creativity that inspires all of us. I love the next one. You got to choose happiness. Here's his point. Some people chase happiness while other people choose happiness. It all depends on how much time you want to save. Try to find the place in your mind where you have already decided how good today will be, how good this year will be, how good your life will be. Are you happy with your decision? See, if you set a positive thought now, today, this afternoon, to let today be even more enjoyable than you thought, you've got a great chance it's going to be that way. His next point is free happiness. See, a lot of happiness is overlooked because it doesn't cost anything. If you think that money will buy you happiness, you'll go shopping for the rest of your life and never be completely satisfied. The fact is, money can't buy you happiness because happiness is not an it. To enjoy happiness, you ought to just make a list of things in your life that cost no money and are really priceless, like laughter, friendship, air, kindness, the stars at night, water, Krispy Kreme donuts. Find your free happiness. Okay, Krispy Kreme does cost a little bit, but they're worth it. All right, the next point is love someone. To be happy, all you have to do is be the most loving person you can be. People who give their best time, energy, and attention to their most important relationships experience more happiness. All too often, our most important relationships have to compete with our chronic busyness, and the busyness often wins. Friends, stop the busyness and think about who you would like to spend time with. Acknowledge more and have fun with. Only you can do that. His next point is something I wholeheartedly believe in, and it's this. Some of you need to forgive others. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. Sometimes, in order to be happy now, you have to be willing to give up all hope for a better past. Everyone knows what it's like to experience a grievance, a disappointment, a wound, or a betrayal. But living happily starts with forgiveness. Friend, you can't keep carrying a grievance and hope to be happy. Listen, you can't be a victim and be happy. It's just not possible. Practicing forgiveness is what releases you from the past, and it changes your future. And here's the key. Happiness is a gift you give yourself because it sets you free. I love the next point is that you need to be grateful. Some of you actually need to say out loud things you're grateful for. Gratitude is often referred to as the shortest shortcut to happiness. The more grateful you are, the happier you'll feel. Also, it's impossible to be grateful and depressed. You just can't do both. Gratitude is a realization that you, my friend, are created perfectly, and that everything you've ever wanted, love, joy, peace, it's already yours. Now, his next point is one for everyone to hear, and that is beware of martyrdom. See, a martyr believes he or she has to sacrifice themselves and their happiness in order to enjoy the good things in life. When you play the martyr, you lose, and so does everyone else. In particular, what you give becomes more conditional, full of hidden emotional invoices that must be returned within, 28 days, hours, minutes, seconds. Stop. Stop neglecting yourself. Be kind to yourself. Listen, life always gets better when you treat yourself better. His final point to this, be present. Living in the not now is the chief cause of unhappiness. The strain of not being present in your own life is simply too great. When you miss out on the present, you miss out on so much. In the English language, the word present has three distinct meanings. They are here, now, and a gift. So think about this. The more present you are in each moment, the more happiness you will find. Because happiness is where you are. I gotta tell you, I looked at a lot of articles and that one really talked to me and I enjoyed it. His name is Dr. Robert Holden, Ways to Find Happiness. So I found a few other articles I'd like to share with you today. And I know today's topic is, seriously, Deb, it's a little lightweight, except for the fact that you and I know people who just walk around being sad, acting sad. I don't know about you. I don't have time for that. I mean, think about this. There are 86,400 seconds each day. So what are you doing today or tomorrow or the next day? That will help you get to where you want to be. Because friend, if not now, then when? See, happiness is not only the way to feel. It's a great way to live. All other negative feelings may lead you to frustration, anger, and sadness. So it's important for you to remember that you are free to choose what you surrender to, but you are not free from the effects of the choices you make. And that's why I'm talking about happiness today. I want to continue with my thought on happiness. Gandhi once said, happiness is what you think, what you say, and what you do when they're all in harmony. I would think that's correct. So I came across another article on ways to find happiness in your life. And again, I'm not trying to be lighthearted. I think this is something you and I should pursue. It is a mental choice. Just like you can choose to be unhappy because everybody's out to get you, or so you think. The reality is, so many times I think we miss opportunities to find joy, and we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone. So let's do a redirect so we can make this year the best year ever. The article says, behavioral psychologists often deliberate on ways to create a happy society. Personal development articles and books offer, quote, secrets to happiness, and yet a lot of people say it's all about money. Money plays the role in pursuit of happiness, yet study after study shows that people are no happier once their primary needs are met and they have basic income. The author says, in my experience, when life does not go according to plan, there are ways you can find happiness in the smallest details. So here's a few of his suggestions. Expect less. Studies show that happy people value contentment as their primary motivation. If you're satisfied, you're likely to be happy. Working towards a realistic goal is a sure way to cultivate happiness since you pursue that which brings you joy. So here's the key. To be happy, acknowledge what you have and then cherish it. His next one is you need to learn to enjoy your work. Happy people enjoy what they do. They don't pursue it for the money or the fame, but yet for the satisfaction it brings. Many people waste their best years making money for their families while putting their passions on hold. However, think about it, your happiness should have a priority. Author Jonathan Field states, what about money? Let's get back to money because it matters, but not in the way you think. If you're living in poverty and can't cover your basics, every dollar earned increases happiness and life satisfaction. But once your living expenses are comfortably covered, more money has little, if any, effect on happiness. And I keep going back to money because that's what most people will say. Money, money, money. But yeah, you and I both know people who are quite wealthy and still unhappy. I'm going to quickly run through some of his other points here. I love the next one, live for today. Oh, friends, stop being fixated on your past failures. What's gone is gone, and to ruminate on the future only invites added stress and worry. You don't know what will happen next, let alone predict your next step. So what's the point worrying? Learn to live in the moment and enjoy it while you can. There's a lot to be gained when you focus on the present and take in the beauty of life. In short, happiness doesn't come from making happiness the goal. It comes from being able to appreciate the journey, particularly the present moment experiences of our life. Next point's choose happiness. Friend, you can do it. And one way you do it is by being social. We are social creatures, and social media has made people more isolated and lonelier than ever. Cherish those you have regular contact with. Get out of your rut and get out and meet others. It's your best way for success. And then I like his last point. Don't compare yourself to others. Listen, envy will only make you unhappy. Comparison has its limitations. We've become too invested in the lives of others, and then we lose track of our journey. Friend, everyone's circumstance is different. Stop comparing, and then stop worrying. I think it's important that you don't know what tomorrow will bring, but we know this. We know the one who holds tomorrow. Listen, there's no way to become happy. We need to stop doing things that make us unhappy. And one of the ways we do that is by looking for the light. So friend, go out and be a light. I tell you all the time, stop being a night light, be a bright light, because others are looking to you for leadership. I'm Deb Sofield. You've been listening to Encouragement for Your Life. I hope you'll join me next week, same time, same place. Have a good one, everybody.